Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you game number 3 between LucifroN and BabyKnight. Sorry about all the technical issues and DDoSes and whatnot. So, we are gonna just basically recover this replay since LucifroN was also apparently DDoSed. And yeah, so just a moment and we'll go through the entirety of the game. No problemo. Okay, so here we are. And we are going to resume this game now. So as you guys saw, LucifroN did open up with the Reaper earlier on. Game is still paused. Okay, I see. Because Bly left. Alright. And, okay, we're gonna start. So LucifroN is here now. We do have that Reaper actually still running around, getting a little bit of information, or at least as much as it can. Nexus has completed for BabyKnight. The robotics facility is on the way as well. So he's playing a relatively normal, safe, standard build. Mothership Core is going to get knocked back here, but the starport's on the way. We have the mine drop coming in as the follow-up for LucifroN. So he's going to try to get himself set up that way. Maybe do a little bit of damage. Thankfully, the robotics facility for BabyKnight should be able to keep him relatively safe against this. Being able to use the observer to spot the mines and protect that. Yeah, and just mostly just keeping himself safe. Now, we do have that robo facility done. The mines should be moving out relatively soon. Sometimes the Terran players like to do is you drop a mine and some Marines, and then you also just go for a straight up forward Marine mine push. Just try to deal some additional damage. But Sentry's going to come out as well for BabyKnight in this situation. If you guys missed the first 2 games, in game number 1, we saw LucifroN take it with a 2 racks. Proxy 2 barracks play. It was actually pretty damn close considering that we did have 3 stalkers on the field for BabyKnight. And game number 2 just went for the super long game. We had nukes, we had EMPs, we had all of that good stuff. So I expect this game will be no different. We should be quite good. Obviously we've passed the 2 racks part of the game. But here we go. This mine drop is now heading out. We have 2 Widow mines and 4 Marines in a medevac. No forward press, but BabyKnight would be able to spot that with the observer that he has at the front of LucifroN's natural. Now here comes the drop. There's 4 stalkers here. Where's the observer? There's a mothership port as well. The observer's actually not at home, so the Widow mines won't immediately be spotted. And oh no, does he not realize the mine is there? Gets a nice hit. 5 probe kills right off the bat. Sentry does get warped in. He needs to be so careful. The observer's side getting in the front, but there's nothing here to catch this one either. Another 3 kills. LucifroN up to 12 probes killed this game so far. Really nice. The Photon Overcharge gets activated for BabyKnight, and he can deter the medevac for now. The observer comes home, picks off the Widow mines, but that was actually a really painful amount of damage received, especially since LucifroN actually has a 3rd command center now. So he's, economically speaking, he is doing fantastically, and this drop is still moving around. There's no Photon Overcharge in the main base. The Marines are just going to try to focus down probes. Managed to pick up 1, 2 more. A fantastic amount of damage. There's another Photon Overcharge activated, but super effective. LucifroN burning all the energy on the Mothership Core and killing a significant number of probes. Total working out is 44 SCVs, so 35 probes. He does have that 3rd orbital, like I said. Here we go. He's going to shut down this next bunker. The scan goes, is forced to be canceled, and this is a bit of a tight situation here. Marines getting picked off. Bunker left bare. A lot of SCVs wrapped around it, though. BabyKnight knows that he needs to do some serious damage now, and he's just going to focus down these SCVs. Cannot blame him. The Marines and Mars are going to try to come force that. Needs to be careful, though. The Sentries will try to force field a few units off here. Everything that he gets here is super, super important. He's managed to actually even out the worker count by picking off a few of those SCVs. Not quite as important as the probes that he lost earlier on, but he's hanging in there, and he's actually just going to step back for now. BabyKnight, it's like, okay. He's going to throw on a pylon. He wants to reinforce, and it seems he's decided he wants to go completely all in with this attack. Can't completely blame him, but it is going to be quite difficult now. Ooh, Marauder getting sniped off there. The medevac will try to save those units. Another one does manage to take a lot of damage, though. It's a rather tense situation. We have the third base rank for BabyKnight. He's expanding behind his pressure, very wisely so. The 1-1 is just now beginning for LucifroN, and picks off another Marauder. Oh my goodness, such great force fields. And BabyKnight, he's just grabbing free unit left and right from LucifroN, and he's having some trouble here. Drop into main base does go down, but doesn't really do much. Still a tough position. 18 workers killed to 8, so he managed to go a few more probes, but it wasn't anything absurd. And without Stinpak, it's been so difficult to actually get this army off of his back. He does now finally have Stinpak finishing up within the next 5 or so seconds, but you know, he took a bit more damage than he probably wanted to. He will move out his third base, however, and I still think that LucifroN is in a pretty good position. Oh, he's stepping up this ramp, though. Needs to be so careful. The force field is going to block those units, and the medevac's getting picked off as well. There's no escape for these Marauders. The stim is now done, and he uses it, but all he can do is try to run backwards through those force fields and, well, get cut apart. So BabyKnight does get another very nice pickup there, actually. The blink is on the way, too. We have the +1 armor. It's actually interesting that he went for attack and then armor. It's kind of indicative of something you'd normally see from a Colossus-based build, but you know, BabyKnight's really actually been favoring the very fast, the very fast Twilight Council every game. Despite, no matter what tech he goes for, he likes the Twilight Council, whether it be Colossus in this game or Storm in the last. But he's doing all right for himself. He has a large number of units here at this watchtower. We have the Zealots coming over now as well. I wasn't sure if he was just going to add those into his army, try to go for some harass. LucifroN's medevac on the return path home should spot this, and I wonder if BabyKnight's actually going to try to get that. He does have blink, so this medevac's as good as dead, and another free pickup for BabyKnight. LucifroN somehow has managed to macro his way back to a supply lead. However, he is still doing he's doing all right. He's actually doing quite fine for himself, really. It's not anything bad at all. Observer for BabyKnight, just hovering over. So he sees all the units that are moving out from LucifroN, but this double drop is going to hit the main base. The Stalker's trying to attack from the high ground. The Mothership Core gets picked off before it can activate Potion Overcharge. The Stalkers will blink up to deal with this, but these Marauders just absolutely waste the Stalkers, and not able to pick off all of them, but that doesn't really matter. He's going to leave the Marines behind. He's going to drop the Marauders back off somewhere else, maybe to heal up. The Marines grab a few more probes. Very nice pickups for LucifroN. He's moving out on the right side of the map now. This third base is more than well enough protected, I think. The Stalkers at home are managing to hold this off. The Marauders shouldn't be able to do too much more. If he can unload all of them, then I think they might actually be able to kill off this many Stalkers pretty easily, but there is a Colossus on the way now. And 2-2. We have 2-2 actually slightly ahead for LucifroN. Kind of cool. We almost never see that from Terran players, but also interesting to note, he's going for the Ghost Academy and the Starport. He's checking everything. He wants to make sure he has everything that he needs. He's seen the robotics bay, but no sign of Storm just yet. There we go. The Marauders starting to drop in the main base of BabyKnight. These 4 Marauders absolutely wreck Stalkers. The couple Zealots that are going to be more than enough, and LucifroN just leaves the Marauders behind, trying to grab some Stalkers before he dies. And very nice to save that medevac. Very expensive. Picks off the Observer on top of his army. LucifroN's rather Marauder heavy with his composition. This is actually really large. It's actually super Marauder heavy. It's almost, yeah, half this army is Marauders. He's actually got a straight up even mix. And now he's going to come in. The Zealots charging onto the bio. There's not really a lot of medevacs. There's no Vikings here. LucifroN's army is just getting, it's getting blasted by all the AoE, but there might just be so much of it. The gateway units are just falling apart. These Marauders have so many hit points. He's managed to chew apart a lot of this. He still has a massive supply lead. In fact, he's just going to bum rush the Colossus. Takes one down. He's going for a second. I don't think he's going to be able to grab that, however. It gets quite low. Oh my goodness, the anti-air. The Stalkers left. The Stalkers left. That Colossus is solo. One Viking might be able to be an American hero. He gets it. And all the Colossi die for what honestly didn't need to happen. 2-2 is about to finish up for LucifroN as well. And without a Colossus, there's no way BabyKnight can continue this push. Scan sees the force here. That Marine made a valiant sacrifice. And he's trying to move out this 4th base, but there's a lot of Stalkers here. In fact, I don't think the bio can get there fast enough to save this. Yeah, he does need to run away. The Stalkers, LucifroN, he stims his army. He needs to save this command center. He really can't afford to be giving anything away for free at this stage of the game. SCV's already coming up. Do repair it. It was on fire as well. The Stalkers have Blink, but that Colossus does not. I feel like LucifroN could almost force a fight against this. He has the 2-2. His opponent now is 2-2 as well, but he's got a very fast 3-3. Double forges are pumping here as well. The 3-3 going for BabyKnight. Good number of gateways. Has finally made that Templar Archives transition, and he's also going to knock down the rocks behind his base to secure his 4th. Kind of interesting that LucifroN wanted to take the outer 4th instead of going for that back base, but it's not a huge deal. He has Ghosts coming out now as well. The bunker at the 3rd is going to get taken down, and he's just going to try to pick off units and step away. But this army from LucifroN is ginormous. The Colossus taking so much damage. The first one falls. He has 2 more. The second one popping in just now. But next Colossus is dead. There's still about 5 or so Vikings. This Colossus, no more shields left. Starts stepping back and forth versus these Zealots. The 1 Colossus remains, however, and with the 2-2 and no medevacs, or at least not that much energy on the medevacs, he can't really hold this off. Or at least he can't really take a straight-up fight. Of course, BabyKnight doesn't want to go for the straight-up head-to-head combat either. But this command center that was landed on the right side, LucifroN is playing very ballsily here. This pylon allows for great attacks on this base on the left side, but he also has to consider that this main army and this pylon on the right side provide a threat to the 4th base as well. Planetary Fortress is on the way, but the army for BabyKnight is about to move in. He has the Colossus, he has the Zealots. He needs to cancel and lift. He does. But is he going to go hold on to it? The Templar here. The Storm Research is still 20 seconds away, though. He cannot take an actual fight. And he has to retreat. Zealot picks off the SCV that was trying to hold the tower. It's like, nope. Nope, but there's that harass. The Zealot comes in, chews apart at least 1 Marine. They storms the mineral line, trying to kill out some more of the SCVs. And, of course, we see a dead command center. So LucifroN finds himself in a slightly awkward position as BabyKnight just retreats. BabyKnight has the 4th Nexus about to complete, and this 4th base is so safe. LucifroN can't really get to that. It's kind of being watched over by all the other bases. There's only like 1 small drop space you could go through if you really wanted to reach it. This Marine sprints up here. He's ready to die. Can't run from charge lots, man. Next one dies as well. 3-3 is done for both players. He's actually got more SCVs going to mine. And to be fair, he actually needed to lose some of those workers. It's 24 SCVs killed to about 26. The Colossi, though, one of them immediately gets taken out. There's a good Viking count. LucifroN's going to stim. He's trying to run through the time warp, but he's too slow. Zealots in that 3rd base once again. BabyKnight just so much harassed. This is incredibly annoying to have to deal with this many Zealots at once, and the main army for BabyKnight looks like it could move in as well. He needs to be very careful, though. LucifroN has a good number of ghosts. He's displayed good ghost control in the last game, and he's made this very tough. More Zealots are going to start sprinting in here. We have 6 of those on the left side base. The concussive shell now, of course, going to be able to help slow him down. And look at this. BabyKnight's just going to go fully in. These Zealots wrapping around everything. Command center being killed off. Trying to get some Zealots into production. EMPs do land on the Templar. There's actually almost still storms available. The Zealots are going to just charge up on top of the army. The Colossi being kited away from. The Vikings take out all of them. The Archons are being morphed. The Vikings are going to land. The Stalkers are trying to pick them off. But there's a good number of ghosts, so the Archons themselves won't be able to break it on their own. And the Zealot harass doesn't stop. He's actually killed a lot of SCVs at this point. The fact that LucifroN cannot get a 4th base is going to end up killing him. There's nothing left in the main mineral line. The natural mineral line is pretty much gone. The 3rd base has been mealed to hell. And especially considering all those Zealots there, causing him to just lose all the SCVs. And here's the next force for BabyKnight. No Colossi with this push, so the Vikings won't do too much, but I do feel blanket EMPs secure this fight very quickly for LucifroN. So what BabyKnight really needs in this situation is pretty much just going to be some great storms on the Vikings so that the Colossi can clean up everything else, because there's so many ghosts here. I don't see the Templar managing to get those perfect storms or those perfect feedbacks on the bio. He mostly just needs to try to catch the Vikings out of position, and we do have gravitic boosters coming in, of course. I believe that's the observer speed again. Gravitic drive is what they get for the warp prisms. And we also have a Dark Shrine coming in. Great spread on these Templar. I love that LucifroN keeps sending these scouting units forward. He actually tags Templar with a Marauder. Takes out a lot, actually storms quite a few of those ghosts, but it baits out a lot of the storms. And LucifroN's army is still quite healthy. It's not as big as he obviously wants to be. He's down quite significantly on supply, and another huge swell of charge lots with an Archon and a Templar in that mineral line of LucifroN. He cannot catch any breaks today, and now the main army is going to give chase. Supply lead for BabyKnight might be too much. He does find a scan. He sees what's here. He walks right into the storms. He's taking so much damage, and this still the Zealots and the Archons killing everything. GG, well played. BabyKnight will advance over LucifroN here in the IEM New York qualifier.